Have you ever wondered how some entrepreneurs seem to have the world at their feet, while others seem to never be able to catch a break? Well, what makes the difference? What sets apart the winners and losers in the game of business is each player's approach. You see, business is best viewed as a game of strategy, with a distinct set of rules and objectives. Like any game, from chess to sports, what will determine the level of success you have will be greatly based on the thoughtfulness you put into your strategy. With each move you make, one decision is clearly going to be the easier choice, while another, which might not be immediately obvious, is the more effective choice. And that's where this book comes into play. By thinking 5 moves ahead, we can learn how to create strategies that position ourselves for growth. We can find ourselves in the sweet spot of thoughtful strategy and swift action, avoiding both missteps and analysis paralysis. With that being said, let's dive deeper into the 5 moves you need to make to become successful in business. Move number 1 is to master knowing yourself. At the beginning of your journey, having questions is better than having answers because you'll end up learning more. When seeking direction, all that matters is how honestly you can answer the question, who do you want to be? Identify what matters to you the most, because it's the only way to put together a strategy that fits your level of commitment and vision. And don't assume you want the exact same things as everyone else. Some people want to build an empire that expands across the globe, while others might simply want a business where they can work from home, make $50K a year, and do it on their own terms. There's no right or wrong answers here. What's important is that you get clear on your own story. While crafting your vision, you can use envy to alert you if you're being honest with yourself. If you can look at someone who has things you don't and say, you know what, I really don't want that, you know you're in a good place. But if you say you don't want something and don't actually mean it, envy will eat away at you. What it's telling you is that you really do want that thing, but you're afraid to work for it. So use envy wisely, and the things that drive you will start to become more clear. As you continue to look deeper within yourself and discover who you are, your decisions will begin to flow naturally and lead you to accomplish your goals. It won't be easy, and at times it might be painful, but the first move we all need to make is to become brutally honest with ourselves and what we want. The second move we all need to master is the ability to reason. According to Patrick, the biggest key to success at all levels of business is knowing how to process issues. He believes most entrepreneurs fail because they refuse to abandon their preconceived notions about work and life. They refuse to solve and learn from any and all kinds of problems as they arise. When it comes to problem solving, you can rarely be fully certain, because no issue is ever going to be just black and white. There's never only going to be one right solution to the problem at hand, so it really comes down to just being able to make effective decisions with the information you have or can gather quickly. The most important step in effective processing is taking responsibility, which is easier said than done. It's easy to find someone or something else to blame, externalizing the problem rather than dealing with it. It's just as easy to find a place to escape or distract yourself. But the best thing we can do is to stay calm, take responsibility, and state specifically what you did to contribute to the problem. After that, channel your frustration into getting better and preventing future problems. This is even more true when it comes to dealing with crises. You've been attacked in the media for claims that are untrue. Your top sales reps all threaten to leave the company at once. A major investment you made is smashed down by a competitor. During crises and heightened uncertainty, too many leaders make the mistake of going quiet. In the absence of a plan, they feel that saying nothing is better than saying the wrong thing. Going silent during a crisis is just another example of making the easy choice instead of the effective choice. Don't lose sight of what's true due to anger or emotion. When you refuse to process issues, you live a lie, and you will pay the consequences. A great processor learns to isolate their problems and get to the heart of the real issue. A simple way to dig deeper into your problems is to learn to ask why until you've reached a point where you can't ask why anymore, or where you're forced to repeat the same explanation. Here's an example. We lost our top customer. Why? A competing product costs less money. Why? Because it has fewer features. Why? Because most customers don't need all the features in our product. Aha! We should try offering our product packages at different tiers. That's the root of our problem. If you feel like you're going to become overwhelmed with all the different types of decisions you're going to have to face, take a step back, because in reality, all of your decisions are going to fall under one of two categories. You're either going to play offense, advancing your business, or you're going to play defense, solving problems and protecting your business. When you realize all your decisions will fall under a label that you've dealt with before, decision making will go from something scary and unfamiliar to something much more manageable. The third move to master is building the right team. No matter how brilliant your mind or strategy, if you're playing in a solo game, you'll always lose out to a team. Staying successful means working well with other people, whether they're clients, customers, employees, investors, partners, or outside vendors. When you think 5 moves ahead, you prevent your ego from telling you that you can do it all alone. The ultimate question you need an answer for is simple. Why should someone work with you? What benefits are you currently offering to others? In what ways do people improve by associating with you? How many lives have you changed positively in the past year? If you have the right answers to these questions, the right people will come into your life and rally around you. Offering an opportunity to earn equity is a great way to bring in the right people. In fact, anyone who's truly ambitious, dreams big, and possesses talent is going to require this from you. As the owner, you may have some reservations about granting equity, but if you have 100% conviction about what your business is capable of, you'll think differently. What could be better than everyone in your company wanting to generate more profit to increase both their wealth and yours? If you change your compensation plan so that people feel as though they've been given a piece, whether that be through equity, profit sharing, or performance bonuses, your people will work harder, longer, and more creatively. When it comes to managing your team, it's important for you to communicate your expectations clearly, early, and often. The goal is to create a principle-based culture, because without shared values and principles, you can't sustain what you've built. Many of Patrick's business principles revolve around being radically transparent. Employees are encouraged to call each other out when necessary and to be totally open and honest with each other. These principles create an environment of positive peer pressure. Everyone pushes each other to give their best and to become better team players, resulting in high levels of accountability, growth, and creativity across the organization. When it comes down to working relationships, trust is equal to speed. So the reason to develop trusting relationships is to create the reliability that will speed up every element of conducting your business. To develop this trust, as a leader, you need to ask questions that go below surface. You can't lead people if you don't know who they are. You need to learn more about their upbringing, what influenced them as they were growing up, and what they value. In the same way, they need to know these things about you. Taking it one step further, you need to stop asking what motivates people and instead ask what motivates a person. We're dealing with individuals here, and you have to know what makes a person tick. If you're paying attention, you'll find out. Don't make the mistake of only giving love and appreciation the same way that you like to receive it. Everyone on your team is motivated by different things, and you need to go to the next level by getting specific about how you show appreciation and validation. You must learn how to make another person feel important. The fourth move we need to master is the strategy to scale. We're not trying to work in our business, we're trying to work on our business. So in order to do this, we need to strategize for growth across 4 strategic areas: our operating systems, our business development and sales, our innovative campaigns, and our leadership development. With operating systems, it's about tightening up your systems, technology, and processes to make them more efficient and effective. With business development and sales, it's about networking and creating relationships with new vendors, new partners, and making your sales process better. With innovative campaigns, it's about bringing together everything you know about your customers' desires, your competitors' limitations, and your own strengths to create a campaign that will drive rapid revenue growth. With leadership development, it's about identifying your next leaders and setting them up to take more responsibility and succeed over the coming years. The challenge will be figuring out how to spend your time effectively across these 4 areas, creating momentum in your business while also supporting your current levels of growth. You must get serious about creating momentum. Treat it like a person you're dating who seems like the one. With every date, the relationship builds, and each time you see him or her, it's better than the previous time. It's not just physical, but emotional intimacy and mutual respect start to develop. Momentum allows us to perform at our highest levels, so stay disciplined when you have it and never let it go to waste. You also should never compromise on speed, execution, or efficiency. It may sound difficult or even impossible, but there's always a way to reduce the time it takes to perform any function. Here's how to do it. Take out a sheet of paper and list the steps of any function in your business. Examine how you can eliminate one of the steps. You should also assess which steps you can possibly shorten. After making these changes, you should beta test your revised steps and make adjustments based on your results. Doing this allows you to implement every tool you can to compress your timeframes. You should constantly focus on enabling your business to move as fast as possible. Another important facet to scale is designing systems to track your business. Once you learn to track the key indicators of your business, you'll know exactly where to direct your energy and expertise. If you want to build something big and sustainable, you have to rely on systems more than just your personality. Systems of data, systems of procedures, and systems of processes. Make data your superpower. You can rely on data to help you find leaks and trends, as well as to help coach your employees to success. Although data alone won't solve your problems, it will alert us to a problem and allow you to track progress toward the solution. Data and systems is what will make your business growth predictable, because what can be measured can be scaled and improved. Lastly, treating every day with urgency is key. The motto is to stay alert and to stay alive. We can't rely on a strategy until it gets stale. We must keep mapping out fresh plans based on changing conditions, anticipate trends, and have a strategy in place to capitalize on them. Staying alert also means keeping your ego in check. Humility will help you avoid blind spots and remain flexible in times of both uncertainty and prosperity. The best entrepreneurs are able to push their emotional reactions aside and make objective decisions in the midst of the chaos. The fifth move we can make is mastering the art of power plays. I'm going to cover a few power plays highlighted in the book that will really set you apart. One major power move is controlling the narrative of your own story. If you don't talk about what you believe in, what your views are, and who you are as an individual, the world is going to decide who you are. It's up to you to control the narrative and talk about what you're dealing with. If you don't, others will. Social media is the great equalizer. When you post, really share yourself and your deepest ideas. You have to be shameless. You can't be afraid of judgment when promoting yourself. You actually want people to notice you. You should be doing as much as you can within your narrative and brand to make sure you're getting the eyeballs you deserve. The next major power move is turning off the noise. Anything that holds you back from thinking big needs to stop. Turn off the noise of negative friends and small thinkers. Turn off the family members who don't support what you want to do. Turn off the video games and binge drinking. Stop all distractions and negativity. There's truly no margin of error if you want to do something great. So stop compromising your time, energy, focus, and peace of mind. The last power move I'll touch on is generating leverage. In every situation, having options is what gives you real power. If you can walk away from a deal, you're in the best position to negotiate the best terms. But how can you set yourself up to be in this position most often? By playing the long-term game of power, humility, and service. Before you ask what someone can do for you, first ask, what can I do for them? What can I do to make someone else's life better? Serving other people's needs first is life-changing and will require a complete shift in mindset. But if you're willing to do it, you will build better relationships and make a boatload of money in the process. If you're going to be a successful entrepreneur, you will need to constantly reinvent yourself, plan ahead, work 10 times harder than anyone else, and play the long game. Every time you level up, it means you're going to have to start again at the bottom, having to plan your next 5 moves again and again. The challenges will never stop coming, but if it truly matters to you, you will achieve what you set out to achieve, because entrepreneurs are the problem solvers and difference makers of the world today. If you enjoy videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing. If you want to learn more about the lessons of this book in depth, consider buying it through the link in the description. It will help me out at no additional charge to you. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos.